Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about, or I'm going to review, Season 1, or Season 2, Episode 1 of the Santa Clauses. And the episode name is called the Kribble, Krabble Clause. And, so, of course, I didn't know that the Santa Clauses was going to have, a Season 2 per se. Even though I still kind of figured, because Season 1 kind of left things off where they could have had a sequel if they wanted to. So I kind of like sort of figured they were going to have Season 2, especially since we're talking about Disney. And Disney likes to make everything have a live action adaptation or a sequel. In some or most cases, in current day, they shouldn't, but anyways. So, in this video, we're going to talk about Episode 1 of Season 2, the Kribble Krabble Clause. Well, the Disney Plus description of it says, Scott names Cal the next Santa and looks to turn Christmas into a family business, which is somewhat what the last episode of Season 1 kind of teased, that Scott was wanting to make Santa Claus a family business, and he was kind of eyeing his son to be the next Santa Claus anyway, so that's not too much of a surprise. So in this video, in this episode, he kind of does that more fair as hey son, I love you, I want you to be the next Santa Claus. But Cal is more interested of wanting to have a normal life. He thinks the whole Santa Claus thing is cool, and he's excited to get the North Pole, inherit the North Pole. But he was just he expresses to his sister, which is the real life daughter of Tim Allen, that he wished that him and his girlfriend would have a normal relationship, could have a normal relationship, and he's kind of down about that. Scott's daughter gets tasked to talk to the animals and take care of them, because she can understand animals. So everyone else, they sound like normal animals, but to her, she can understand them, so it's essentially they can speak human to her. And she gets overwhelmed. And she gets overwhelmed when her and her brother are having a brother-sister bonding time. She says, "Enough!" And she hits her hands on the bed, and it sends this little wave of magical wave that throws her brother Cal off the bed. So she's exhibiting some more what's the word called? More powers than just being able to talk to pets, animals. So long story short, she's showing some more capabilities. So I'm guessing she could be in the running to be the next Santa. Even though the rules reverse, so she can be the next Santa Claus, be the female Santa, and she marrying a guy, or how Disney's trying to push the whole LGBTQ thing, girl, so that way Mrs. Claus can still be there, or a new Mr. Claus, so the roles can be reversed. I don't know. I hope they don't do that, but and essentially, she has magical powers. What else? There's this Santa Claus that was called the Mad Santa, and he got transformed into a nutcracker. He was released from his nutcracker form. So I'm guessing, just from that, he's going to try to take over the North Pole, try to be the Santa Claus again. It's not going to be pretty, but I can imagine that Scott is going to like still be Santa Claus by the time this episode, this season runs out, where there will potentially be a season 3. And the head Santa Claus head elf that was also in the last season, I forget her name, but she has to take a kind of like leave of absence to explore the real world. And obviously she's going to come back to the North Pole. I think she will come back to the North Pole. It'd be a cool plot twist if she really enjoys the whole real world too much, where she doesn't want to go back to the North Pole, where she wants to grow up as like a normal kid. Kind of like how the other elf went to the real world, fell in love, and gave up the whole eternal youth. So I think that would be very I think that would be a very interesting like plot twist for her character, because she is so like serious, somewhat stuck up to a certain degree. I think that would be good character development. Again, this is episode 1. That Kribble, Krabble, Claus. So I'm actually intrigued. Of where the other, I guess, 5 episodes are going to take place. The one thing that I have to say that I really like how the Santa Clauses handled it being like a series of a pre-16 universe that honors the old pretty well. In the 6 or 7 episodes I've seen so far, it honors the old, being the Santa Claus trilogy, right? But through the series so far, it honors the old, brings in the new, blends the two in a beautiful way. Kind of like how the Cobra Kai does it with the Karate Kid films. Like, Cobra Kai blends, like, brings what we already know from, like, the Daniel LaRusso Karate Kid trilogy, and I'm still hoping that Julie Pierce will be in Cobra Kai at some point in season 6. But I love how Cobra Kai brings in brings in something old, honors the old, introduces the new, blends the old and the new beautifully together. I think that's pretty cool. So, like, the reason why I bring the Cobra Kai thing up is because I like that they are doing the same thing that Cobra Kai is doing to the Karate Kid universe with the Santa Clauses, with the Santa Claus, Tim Allen Santa Claus universe. Now, yes, it's cheesy at first. I mean, it's cheesy at times, sure. I'm not going to deny that, but it's pretty good. I like it. If you guys haven't watched the Santa Clauses yet and enjoy the Tim Allen's Santa Claus movies, I think you guys may really enjoy the Santa Clauses. Now, my one thing that I would love to see, because in the last season we got to see what Scott's son is up to, and that was a cool callback to the Santa Claus trilogy. A really cool callback, right? If we are going to go into season 2, and I have no idea if episodes 2 through 6 does this, of season 2. By the time of this recording, the first 4 episodes of season 2 is already out. So I have no idea if they have any of Scott's relatives make a comeback in here. But I wonder if Scott's niece that we've seen in, like, I want to say the second and third Santa Claus movie. I want to say it's the third. I don't know if the kid was born when the second Santa Claus movie was around. I gotta rewatch the second Santa Claus movie, but I know she was in the third one. Part of me wants to know what is Scott's niece doing, since and she's played the actress who plays Scott's niece in the Santa Claus 3 film was also in the Cheaper by the Dozen movies. That one that Steve Martin was in. So I would love to see what Scott's niece is doing now. And is her and Scott on good terms? Has she so invested into her new life that Scott needs is she doesn't have much time to talk to her uncle? Does she even remember that her uncle is Santa Claus? Or are they still pretty close where Scott needs to someone to go to, and his wife and kids ain't doing it, and his wife and kids in the North Pole ain't doing it. His son that's not in the North Pole, he doesn't feel like he can go to, so maybe he goes to his niece because he maybe needs that younger person's perspective on something. I can see that kind of working well into the show. I don't know. Anyways, I enjoyed the Krabble Claus. Again, if you guys enjoy the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies, I feel like you guys will enjoy this. I've enjoyed this, and I watched the Santa Claus trilogy. So, that said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you, fellow mutants, later. Later, taters.